Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chumba Casino Podcast.
Chumba.
I've never felt so out of something because like so many people reacted.
I know. Apparently, I think it's an app we've learned.
Yeah,
I thought it was a casino nearby. So I'm just going to show you, I was not ever really listening to what the ad was saying. I was just distracted by the... I mean, I guess we shouldn't be talking shit about our own ad.
No, we're not talking shit. I mean, we're giving free promotion here.
Crazy ads. But yeah, it's all over the place. So we had a lot of write-ins. Right. They get it in Georgia. I heard they were getting it in Nebraska.
Martha's Vineyard.
All over the place.
My friend Taylor told me she got it. A lot of people know the Chumba. Apparently it's very catchy, but nobody actually retains what the ad is for. Everybody just goes Chumba, Chumba. What is it? Chumba, Chumba, Chumba.
No, what is it? Chumba, I think. I might be getting it mixed up now. I don't even know. I skip it as quickly as I can if I'm on my phone.
Well, I have some updates for you that are pretty stupid.
Okay.
I've been running, so I've had 2 goose incidents. So let me tell you this, by the way, I'm at 9K a day. I ran 9K a day twice so far.
Okay. How many miles is that?
That's almost 6. 10K is 6.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. So, I don't know what, like I've been following the rule, which is 10% increase per week. I'm like fucked up after this. Like it's taking like my recovery. I'm like, I can't do anything.
Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an hour of running for me.
Not on the treadmill.
No,
I
hate running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
In real life. Yeah. If you're on a treadmill, that's a video game.
That's the metaverse. Wait, so where are you doing it? Around Echo?
Echo Park.
You just loop the lake?
I do. I loop the lake and I actually alternate directions because that's another thing I learned about. If you go the same way every time, you can kind of overdevelop one side of your body.
Hip.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, good.
So I had 2 goose incidents. First goose incident is the geese. I don't know what's going on, but they've been angry at each other. They're having a civil war, which I'm trying to stoke actually, but they are angry. And they were fighting, of course, in the path where I'm trying to go. And so these geese are like biting each other. It's kind of brutal, honestly. I've never seen them with so much vitriol. I have my AirPods in. And so I just go, enough. It was really loud. And no idea how loud it was. So many people were staring at me.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like shirtless and like my hair is insane. I don't do my hair and I'm shirtless. I look like a maniac.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, oh God, I just screamed enough at the park.
Did the geese like...
they heeded it.
They heard?
They heard me.
Did the people hear you too? Were they like, okay, we got to stop doing whatever we're doing?
Some other guy like pushing his baby like looked back at me like, sir. And I was like, that's valid. I was.
Yeah, whenever you have this, especially like, did you have the silent on your headphones? Like the noise control?
Noise
then
cancel.
Like you really can't tell how loud you are.
I yelled. I'm a bad boy.
All right, what was the second one?
The other one was a total mistake, but basically this goose, I misunderstood his path, and like sometimes they will cut you off hard, and so I didn't really think he was gonna cut me off, and I don't know, I lost my footing, and I basically ended up like kick flipping this freaking goose. Like he somehow got between my legs, so one leg was in front, and then my like back leg like almost kicked him straight in the body. Like I had to like
in between your legs.
Yeah, I didn't actually connect hard with him. Like I think I grazed him basically, but like it could have been real. Like I could have croaked this goose. He put himself in a bad spot.
Oh my God. Yeah, they really don't have any fear of humans at all.
I don't get it. I'm like, okay, but just straight up, I'm a moving object. Like,
yeah, can you not see? And I'm like twice your size.
Twice? Yeah,
At least.
probably way 10 times. You don't know how much a goose weighs.
I'm probably more, but you are about twice.
I thought you were calling me fat at first and then it was short. But yeah, and so then I was almost tripping on the goose and then I said, dude.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Get out of my way, bro.
My mom had a goose incident the other day when she was doing yoga on this like little lake beach thing, and they were like coming after her. She was like, I think I gotta get out of here. She was in their territory. They were not having it.
They have no regard for people and their activities.
No, they really don't. It's rude. It's just rude.
It's just rude.
And their poop is just the way it dries up and then it's like chalk all over the land.
God. And people, okay. I honestly have been so tempted to do this. Would I be the asshole if I say something to the people mass feeding the birds at Echo Park bread?
Oh.
In Shannon, they all gather. Even the pigeons come out, and the pigeons aren't natives to the park. Don't get the pigeons in my park.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh.
Generally, it's just geese, ducks. There's twice as many geese as there are ducks. There's not that many ducks. There's coots. You ever just seen a coot? Yeah, they're kind of weird. They're actually kind of sleeper weird. They look normal. They look like a black bird with a white little beak, but their feet are these bizarre string bean, green bean.
Oh, I have seen these.
And I hate their little feet. Once I noticed their feet, I just been so bothered by them. They're so ugly.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of chicken footed.
Yeah, but they look like these smashed.
Not webbed.
Like wasabi. Or not wasabi. What are those called?
Edamame. You're right. Interesting.
But they're harmless. The coots and I, we really don't have a problem. I'm just making fun of them. But yeah, there are pigeons that will come into the feeding sessions, and very rarely, now this is a call your mom moment, there's a chicken. The chicken, I believe, lives in one of the houses. It's somebody's personal chicken.
Oh, and then
he
just
escapes.
Gets out?
Yeah. But that's rare. I mean, I'll call you next time the chicken's there. You got to see this. He's a good boy.
My neighbor had a chicken growing up.
Yeah.
Our neighbors that we were really close with, they had so many different kinds of animals. And a chicken was one of them. Yeah.
Hell yeah. They ate the eggs?
Yes. That we then came over and stole.
Damn.
They had an abundance of them, you know?
Yeah.
They had a raccoon.
They had a raccoon?
Squirrel.
Wow.
Well, the mom worked at a zoo, so she would like always bring home these animals.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Wow.
The island
Did you
of
have
misfit
interactions
animals.
with the raccoon? Was he nice?
I actually think that the raccoon was before that they moved next door to us. Yeah.
Damn. What a shame.
Lots of dogs too. Lots of cats, birds, reptiles. We had like a whole zoo between the two families, honestly.
I just know that they were like,
though.
how come we have a zoo at our house, but those Lewises act like animals?
That's right.
And then you come over, we have eggs.
Exactly.
So you wrote here, Shannon thought of the worst birthday.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about what the worst birthday is.
So your dad is January 4th.
My mom is January 4th.
Your mom is January 4th.
Your dad is January 8th.
Yes.
So, and I posted a video of Florence Pugh. She is the third, and she gave the exact reasons of why. Of like everyone's like full and doesn't want to eat. They're on their resolutions, etc. So I asked everyone like if there was any other dates that they thought were worse. Some people were writing and saying like that time between the 25th and the 1st too. But I still feel like that's like holiday joy time. You kind of get lost. Like one of our friend Ken's, he's in that time. So like for the longest time, I could never remember which date was his birthday. And like finally a few years ago, I was like, okay, nail in your mind like what the date is so I can remember. Because you just get like lost. It's like forgotten birthdays, you know?
Yeah.
But you're still in that like time where everyone wants to be like celebrating. And then someone did say the 25th of December. That's pretty bad.
Christmas itself.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. With Jesus. That's true. You can't compete with the man.
That's pretty bad.
But and then also 9/11. Someone wrote in saying that.
That's sauce now, yeah.
But one of my really good friends was born on 9/11, and she turned 8 when it was 9/11, and she's that kind of person who like loves her birthday.
Oh no.
And just needs everyone to like the world to stop for her birthday. It's like she celebrates the whole month.
Oh, it stopped, honey.
It sure did.
Air travel stopped, babe.
So she's still like, she doesn't let it bring her down. But I thought of the worst one.
Wow.
And it is still in that time period that we were saying between like the 1st and the 8th-ish.
Okay.
And it's January 6th.
Because now that's the Capitol thing where the MAGAs stormed the Capitol. Yeah. It's still in that ugly period.
It's that terrible time.
Yeah.
That has to be the actual worst birthday.
That's tough to beat.
Right?
Yeah, that's hairy.
Yep. I thought of it when it was the 6th and I was like, oh, this is the worst one.
Yeah. God.
So if anyone has any other ones out there. I mean, well, actually, one of my cousins is born February 29th.
And how do they manage?
They just celebrate on the 28th.
Okay.
Like every year besides the 4th year.
Every 4 years?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
Wow. Yeah. So like we always joke that they're like, only technically like 10 years old or whatever.
Oh, wow.
I think
he's
40 now.
Oh.
Yeah, 40 something.
I almost said that's really old. That's not really that old compared to me.
No.
I don't want to be old.
We're on our way.
We're on our way?
To 40?
Oh, I thought you were just not finishing. We're on our way out.
No.
It's okay. Life goes on.
Life goes on. So sorry to those that were born on January 6th because
brutal.
It's a day that lives in infamy.
Yeah, I think that's a different day that refers to.
Which one?
A day that will live in infamy?
Yeah, what was that?
Pearl Harbor?
December 7th?
A day that will live in infamy.
But I still think this is another day.
December 7th, 1941.
Yeah, I got it right.
Pearl Harbs. So, anyways.
One of my friends is born on that day.
That was not bad.
No.
That's a good one.
Nobody knows it as much as 9/11 or something.
Yeah, I don't think
it's popular.
It's not, it's not as terrible of a tragedy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we're ready to get this show on the road unless you have any other.
No, let's do it. Oh, the first one's pretty good.
I'm excited. Our second story of the day, AITA for not letting my husband put a Peloton in our sunroom.
Peloton.
But first, folks, AITA for charging a wedding party for using our coffee shop for their ceremony.
Excuse me?
I own a small local coffee shop. On New Year's Eve, we were expecting a normal Sunday, but we noticed a downpour of patrons walking in. Soon enough, there was a full bridal and groomsmen party, a wedding officiant, photographers, and guests leaving personal items, including wedding gifts, coats, purses, all throughout the coffee shop as they took over. A bride walked in and proceeded to have a wedding ceremony with zero knowledge to us. The group of about 20 to 30 people continued to not only have a wedding ceremony, but take pictures, videos, and block pathways for customers trying to enter. They were asking us to take coats, purses, and watch personal items as if they had rented us out for a private event. They moved sofas, chairs, coffee tables, end tables, and cushions. Not to mention, they left the place a mess for the staff to fix. The photographer blocked the entrance where there was a line of patrons waiting to be served. When one of my staff asked them to move, the photographer said, "No, wait 5 minutes." They were there for an hour and a half and only ordered 6 lattes and 4 croissants for a total of $60 and didn't even tip. It's normal for us to have wedding guests during weekends because there's a wedding venue next door and it's common for them to get coffee before or after the ceremony. So we didn't realize they were going to have the actual ceremony in our shop. Then the bride walked in and the ceremony immediately began. We were in the middle of taking orders and slinging drinks, so we couldn't stop the ceremony midway through. We also didn't want to cause a scene, as the social media backlash could have been cancel worthy if spun the right way. We book private events and host bridal/baby showers, engagement shoots, parties. We took to our social media afterwards and the bridal party got wind of it. The bride reached out via email offering a $200 donation. We rent our space for $500. We have a minimum consumption amount plus gratuity for our staff working, which the $200 wouldn't even come close to. We have sent her an invoice and she responded saying that it's unreasonable. AITA.
Oh my goodness. This is just the craziest thing.
This was like a small coffee shop too, or like it wasn't a chain of any kind.
No, it was just like a small local coffee shop in Indianapolis because this was kind of like a news story. It got caught wind a little bit, and I saw the video, which I'll post it when we post this video.
I didn't see the video.
And the owner was on the news, like talking about it made the local news.
Yeah.
And yeah, what a interesting thing to do. Like, if you're going to do this, why not do it in like a backyard or someone's house or something? Like, why at a coffee shop?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so disrespectful to a business. I mean, I guess it's not vandalism per se, but it's like just so brazen. And I don't know. I also just found it really heartless because honestly, if they had walked in and done this and slapped down $300 as a tip, I would have been like, honestly, you guys think what you're doing is okay, but it's still not okay. But at least like I understand what you thought you were trying to do.
Yeah.
But to just do this and then not tip and spend so little money, like, oh my God, I feel like sick if I go somewhere and like we're taking up space and we're like a cheap table. I'm always like, oh my God, we're assholes.
Yeah, like, okay, we need to get out of here. Because I know when I was a server, I would definitely feel that way if there was a table that was there for hours and it was like all they were ordering and it was like fries and then a shit ton of drinks. And like with the drinks, I would only be getting a percentage of that tip because I'd be having to tip out the bar. And so I'm so much more conscious now as a patron of like how I'm spending my time, or, you know, if I'm at a restaurant longer and like I can tell that they're cleaning up and they're like pulling the chairs away and stuff, I'm always like to my, you know, who I'm with, like, okay guys, like we should go, like we're keeping them here at this point.
Yeah.
And it's almost like violating what they did, like taking over, moving chairs and cushions and like, here, take my coat. Like it was very, very odd the way they were behaving.
And I hate too that we live in this world where, I mean, we see this leverage as well for people to say things that, oh, I'm not afraid of being canceled. It's like, no, you're just a piece of shit. But like, I do completely understand this business owner being like, yeah, I mean, I kind of fell in between a rock and a hard place. I didn't want to ruin someone's wedding. You're putting someone in this, you're putting the owners of this business, you're putting the workers, you're putting the customers in a really shitty position. And like, God, in a rare thing, I want to be like, can you not fuck with capitalism in this way? Can you please find a better way?
Right. Especially because it's like a small local coffee shop and it's a weekend, a Sunday. Like those coffee shops are always usually busy.
That's a great point. Probably their peak kind of part of the week.
And it's a holiday basically too.
Ugh, disgusting. You know, I think I'm trying to like put this in different places because that I have seen online. People have their wedding at Home Depot or Walmart.
Wait,
or something.
What?
Yeah, you never seen that?
No. Yeah. At Home Depot or Walmart?
In an aisle.
What, is like a joke, or they met there or something?
It's a real joke. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I knew a comic who asked his wife to marry him at Costco. And
are you kidding me?
Yeah, they were like really into Costco.
Okay, I am not into Costco. I don't understand it.
I think it was cute for a minute to be like, because they had like those Kirkland sweatshirts. But let me just say, that shit's played out, dog. Do not let me see you with a Kirkland sweatshirt.
Well, I just remember, like, I don't think they had them around where I grew up, and I remember more hearing about the lore of Costco, like when I moved out here like 10 years ago, and everyone was always like, you haven't been to Costco? Like, oh my God, Costco's the best. So it was always so hyped up. And like, I didn't really get a chance to go because you'd have to go with someone that has a car.
Right.
So I eventually did. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what you guys were talking about? And I feel like anytime I've ever gone like with another friend that has one and I've gone like shopping there, I always spend way more money than I ever intended to.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need a 40-pound bag of baby carrots for? It's like you can't get anything in normal quantities.
No,
and then the samples that everyone was always raving about, I'm like, this is what I drove a half an hour to come to.
Well, you don't have to drive a half hour now. You know, there's a Costco right around the corner.
Now.
I just almost accidentally went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't want to anger the Swifties and we don't want to anger the Costcos.
I know.
So let's be careful.
Some people stop listening.
We could be canceled. But look, if you do this, I think doing this at a small business, I would be like, yo, straight up, you're being a fucking asshole, bro. Like, just don't do that. To do it at a Home Depot or a Walmart, I would say whatever. Like, you're being annoying potentially to the employees. But I'd say like, that said, I'm not going to ding a manager of a Walmart or manager of a Home Depot who says, get out right now.
Right.
They're not being an asshole. You're being presumptuous. That's not a wedding venue. You're doing something that's obviously inappropriate. Like, and then once you start moving stuff, I'm like, well, now you're like actually breaking like pretty obvious rules.
Well, yeah. And then blocking the doorway too and being like, no, 5 more minutes. Like, are you kidding me?
Insane.
I want to know what their reasonings were. Like, why did they choose this place? Like, if you want to have a free venue, just do it at someone's home. I really don't understand this, like, wanting to do it at a coffee shop and thinking like, yeah, this will go great. Especially because they do rent it. So like you're violating their rules as well.
Absolutely. This is really despicable to me. I mean, this is like one of the most, I mean, it's one thing to force your wedding guests to dress up as, you know, My Little Pony characters or whatever the fuck the, you know, TV show of the minute is. But to impede on somebody else's thing, I'm like, God, this is just the ultimate, you know, wedding entitlement.
Yeah. And I think good on the owner for trying to invoice them, because I can see a world where they're just like, well, it already happened. Like it was quote unquote only an hour and a half. Like, I'm sure that's one of their arguments. Like, we were barely there.
Yeah.
But I think good on them for like trying to get a little bit of their the inconvenience of it all.
Yeah. It impeded their business. You know, and basically they stole. I mean, that's what they charge. You didn't pay the charge, and yet you use the space for that purpose.
Mm-hmm. I do have to say that, like, especially getting on the news and it being like a story now, like, I'm hoping they're getting a lot more business from this.
That's what I was going to say. We got one comment here. The Snackless Slug writes, the Cafe Cannon should sue. It's an easy win. I kind of feel like this is not a legal situation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true. That'd be interesting. I guess what would you be suing for? Damages, I guess. Lost business. Probably not going to be very substantial. No. But I would say this is, look, you weren't canceled, and I think they came out the protagonist. I think a GoFundMe, I could see myself being like, yeah, here's $5.
Oh, actually, I think someone did set up a GoFundMe.
Good for them.
Yeah. I know. I think they definitely came out on top in this scenario. So I would say, like, if you don't ever get the money back from them, which I feel like you probably won't, I think just like, I wouldn't go the legal route. That's such a pain in the ass. Yeah. For $500. Like the legal fees and just like it being on the top of your mind all the time.
No, it's like, not worth it.
It's not worth it. And I think that the publicity that they've gotten hopefully can cover some of that.
If you're going to fuck around with businesses, do it with major corporations. Please leave the small businesses alone, people.
Yeah, it's true.
AITA for charging a wedding party for using our coffee shop for their ceremony, resolving massive, enormous NTA, and they are.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, here's guys, please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon. We've got over 190. I almost said join us on Peloton. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Over 190 bonus episodes, awesome Discord community. We're having a blast in there, guys. So follow us on all the platforms. Shannon is killing it on our YouTube. We're really popping off.
Getting some more subscribers over there.
Yeah, we're growing. So if you want to watch Shannon and I mean, I'm pointing at the camera right now.
Me too.
We've been putting those up.
Yeah, and YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Listen to us on Spotify.
The whole nine.
The whole nine. All right. AITA for not letting my husband put a Peloton in our sunroom. My husband, 32M, and I, 31F, live in a modest 3-bed, 2-bath house. We don't have kids, so it's just us and our dog. We have designated personal spots in the house. The biggest bedroom is our room. The medium-sized bedroom is our guest room. And my husband uses the dresser in it for his clothes. And the smallest of the bedrooms is my husband's room. A man cave, one may call it. We also have a sunroom, which for the most part has been dedicated as mine. It's a bit of a larger space and is our means to the backyard. We use it a lot for entertaining, but I took control of the decor. About a third of the room I have made into a little yoga/Pilates studio. Ooh. I have plants everywhere and all of my equipment is coordinated to the decor. A great little Zen spot. The other parts of the room, about 2/3, have a sofa and a table and the door to the backyard. My husband's family has a traveling Peloton bike. It's been with his parents, then to us, then with his brother, and now it's traveling back to us. I don't like it, but my husband thinks it's a good workout. He says he's going to put it in the sunroom. I told him no and said he could put it in the guest room, his room, or the garage. He said that the sunroom has the most space for it and it's the nicest room in the house. So it will be great for him to work out in there. Pelotons aren't the sleekest. They're big and clunky and black, and it does not fit the bright, light, natural sanctuary I made the room to be, and the space he wants to put it in is awkwardly right in the middle of the room, blocking the path to the back door. And since we've had it before, I know what it looks like and the inconvenient space it takes up, which is part of the reason why we gave it away in the first place. It's not that I said he couldn't put it in the house at all. I just gave him other options. So, AITA?
The old split house conundrum.
Yeah.
I think the best detail, though, is just this traveling Peloton bike. It's just like, please, I want a home.
I know. Is it like riding on its own?
Right, yeah.
Help Wait, me. Do you call it Peloton? I thought you were doing that as a joke. It's kind of a joke,
yeah.
Oh,
Peloton.
Peloton.
Yeah, I guess I just feel like just right off the bat, the fact that it is a traveling Peloton is kind of like, yeah, it kind of feels like we got rid of it for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think exercise equipment tends to be the number one thing that people buy because now that I finally have a Peloton, I'm going to get in shape. Not how getting in shape works.
Yeah, you have to use it.
You know?
I think that like home workout equipment can really be a waste of money. I would honestly bet that it's like the number one thing that ends up going to waste.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Which is more of a waste? Gym memberships, which people don't use, or home equipment? It probably comes pretty close.
Probably. I never understood that, like not using your gym membership. Like if I'm paying for something,
you'll feel it
makes me want to do it more. But I've also heard there's theories of sometimes people they're like, well, I pay for it, so like it means I don't need to do it or something like that. Yeah. Or like they feel like they're doing it because they're paying for it, but then they don't do it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've heard some weird
theories.
They
do make it hard to cancel. Remember when I went to Planet Fitness and they wouldn't let me pay? That was the weirdest gym thing.
They wouldn't let you pay? I remember that.
Yeah, I was like just there for like a half hour before my stand-up show. And they were like, nah. I was like, can I just pay? She's like, just get the app and sign up and do a free trial. And I was like, okay. And I was breaking every rule. I was wearing pants and flip-flops, which there was literally a sign right by me that said no pants or flip-flops.
Oh my God.
But anyway, next to me was this couple and they were trying to cancel. And they literally, this girl was fighting them so much. She's like, if you guys cancel now, there's a cancellation fee. It's $9. Like it was like it was kind of a lot. It was like $55 today if you cancel now. Whereas if you just keep it, there'll be no cancellation fee 3 months from now. And the guy's like, just cancel, just cancel it. Just cancel it. And she's like, oh, should we, babe? I don't know. Like and then they make you go in. They make you go in to cancel.
Well, there's a whole episode of Friends that is about that.
This
like
is
that exact
old?
thing.
Oh my God.
Like, it's been a thing forever, I think.
Wow. I didn't know it was in the Friends era.
Yeah.
Wow. That's from the
The 90s.
The late 19th century. Have you seen that tweet?
Yeah, the 20th century.
Yeah, it is the 20th century. Yeah.
That was always confusing.
The late 1900s. That was anyway.
Yeah, I have seen that tweet. Well, we do have info here. Where was it before and why can't it go there again? OP responds, it was in the guest room. He didn't like it in there. He wanted it in the sunroom because he thought there was more space. At the time, I did not have my yoga and Pilates stuff set up. We had a sitting area with the sofa, a chair, and a love seat. The table was on the other side of the room. I got rid of the chair and moved the love seat, but the bike sat in the middle of the room and it was awkward. I will add that this was during COVID, so gyms were closed, but now she's basically saying like we now can go to our gym, so it's kind of pointless to have it taking up so much space.
It's so pointless. And like, I don't know. I guess I know people do like the Peloton, but like some people like to run on the treadmill, but I just never understood like why would I want to stay in a room? I mean, I guess if you're on the East Coast. Do we know what they are?
Oh no.
But I'm like, why? You have a bike. Go ride it outside.
That's true, but it is different because they have like spin classes. It's like they allow you to go, like the resistance is much more difficult. And then they're guiding you. So it's a whole class. So you are getting probably a better workout than if you're just like strolling on your bike.
Oh yeah. Better workout. Sure. I can see you there, but I just like, oh yay, another screen to look at.
True.
Cool. True. But whatever. That's my own personal taste.
But I do think like, whatever, regardless of the reason why they want the Peloton, I can understand why you'd want it. I mean, it's convenient. Like you don't have to get in your car. You don't have to go to the gym, whatever. It is. It's True. Right there. You can do a quick 20-minute, 30-minute workout.
True.
But like, why is this, like, it seems like they had a good splitting up of where the designated spots are.
They have a 3-bed, 2-bath.
And then sunroom, and that's a third bed. Like that's kind of like a fourth room.
Got it. The medium-sized bedroom is a guestie. They split the main, so that leaves, the sunroom.
And then the smallest bedroom is her husband's, which is a man cave. So what's in the man cave? Like, why can't that go there?
Go in the man cave. Well, he wants it in the sunroom because the sunroom is a nice room. It sounds like she's really done a lot with it.
Yeah.
And it's already kind of the exercise room.
True.
I guess for me, what I would hang the argument on here is you're not going to use that Peloton. That's why it left us to begin with. And now you think you're going to use it. Because again, we all buy into this fantasy. And I've done it a million times. Now, I haven't done the exercise equipment. I do it with cameras. I'm finally getting better about it nowadays. But when I was a younger man, I would always I need the most expensive and best cameras. And then I'll be creating content. And I totally did not do that.
Right.
It took many years and much discipline. Yeah. But yeah, I would be like, dog, you're not coming in my sunroom with Peloton round 2. No, put it in the man cave. She could be generous. I mean, I'd be so confident for hers. I'd be like, if you consistently use it, it can maybe earn the sunroom. Yeah. You're not going to fucking use it.
Right. You need to be using it like 4 times a week.
No, he's not going to use it 4 times a week. No, he's going to use it. Maybe he'll use it 4 times the first week. Then people always hit their first major snag,
Yeah.
Then it's twice the second week and then forget it.
It's kind of like this period of time right now. It's January and everyone's at the gym and I've almost read a book. Can you believe it?
That's one of my favorite Shannon quotes of all time. I almost read a book. Can you believe it? Said your hot shit too. Oh, damn. A girl who read a whole book?
It's only the 10th of January and I'm almost through a whole book.
That's good though. What's the book?
Daisy Jones and the Six, baby.
Okay. Is that
ever heard of it?
Fiction book?
It's about a band that's kind of like Fleetwood Mac, but it's fiction. And they made an Amazon Prime show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's been sitting on my dresser for a year.
And you're doing damage.
I started it on Sunday and I'm more than halfway through.
Oh my God.
I'm very proud of myself.
The podcast will give you a bonus if you finish your book.
Okay.
Okay. So the question I have for you though, now that we're on New Year's resolution energy, have you done any of the writing?
Oh,
How are we doing writing?
I forgot about that.
Reading often cues writing, though.
You're right.
We're in a good spot.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so that's where I would hang my thing here. She's kind of gone in, Pelotons are ugly, whatever, but I feel like she's got her whole case. Like, dog, we had it. We gave it away. Now you want it back. You're yo-yoing with the Peloton. You're not coming in my sunroom, babe. Get out of my sunroom. If you don't even love that Peloton. You rejected her and you gave her away.
That's true. First of all, it's going to come back and it's not going to be in a good mood. We rejected it. It's going to have a lot of trauma.
It's traumatized. I feel like she has every right. He has plenty of spaces to put it. There's no good. I don't even want to indulge this ridiculousness. Red Mars Republic, YTA, why don't you get a Pilates studio in the nicest room and he doesn't get his equipment? Didn't she also offer him the garage? Did I miss that? Yeah. He's got guest room or his room or garage, bro.
Oh, wait, there's a garage?
Yeah. No, I have a friend who turned his whole garage into a fitness studio. Like, she offered the garage. This guy has all kinds of options.
Where's the garage part?
Right here. I'm highlighting it in the Google Doc. It's right here. So.
Oh, come on. That thing deserves to be in the goddamn garage.
Absolutely.
Not in the sunroom. I can imagine how beautiful it is. And then just to put this ugly... And honestly, you need a lot of room for that thing. Yeah. It's a long and it's like kind of wide in a way too. Like, you need a lot.
Sarah sent this and actually was pro-husband, if you can believe that.
Really?
And here's my number one thing.
Let's hear why.
Why? I mean, I'd have to scroll up the text, but she just said she saw his side. I can't really remember. But the thing that would bother me so fucking much is that the fucking Peloton blocks the exit. So you have to go around it. That is going to bother you every single day.
Yeah.
Like, that's so fucking annoying. And then you're going to be like, it blocked me 5 times today. How many times did you use it today?
True.
And he fucking didn't. AITA for not letting my husband put a Peloton in our sunroom. I think we agree. It's NTA.
Yeah, especially now that I know there's a garage and that's clicking for me, it needs to go in the garage or it needs to go in your guest room. Or if there's some sort of way that you can figure out where to store it somewhere else, like if you have a closet that's available, you can like store it upright or something.
Yes.
But I don't think that this should be a part of the aesthetic of your everyday life.
No. And look, I think I'm meeting you on a class. I've been citing this a lot. I'm seeing this a lot. Shannon's theory of Nana's house, mom's house. Mm-hmm. So I would say, and this is why I'm enjoying my nest that I was telling Shannon about. I have a bunch of blankets by my space heater, which I don't think any reasonable woman would let me have in a home, but I enjoy it. But it's that I think, I think women tend to, for whatever reason, culturally, genetically, I don't know, have a better sense of interior design, like good, domestic organization. Feng shui. And for this, I think it is reasonable for a woman to generally dominate that process. But if a man earns via use, like he's always using the Peloton, then I would say she might need to bend a little bit. But because we already have an established pattern where he's never using it, but I think in general, that's a fair approach. Like, for instance, I had, a girlfriend who made me get rid of my precious synthesizer. Oh, she was a beaut. God. And it even held its value during an inflation. If I had bought it, it would have been like a good investment. But it was very big and she didn't like the way it looked. Whatever. Fair enough. Mm. But I think if a man is going to have a thing that's throwing the aesthetic, but he's using it very consistently, then that should be looked at. That's what I'm saying. But if he's not using it, fuck that.
Yeah.
Defer to Shannon's theory.
That's right. It's the ladies' house. No matter who's paying the bill.
The Lewis Nana's house theorem.
Exactly.
Guys, please rate, review, and subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Over 190 bonus episodes. No Chumba Casino ads. I mean, if you want them, you're going to have to listen to the, Spotify version.
Yeah.
But there's no ads. The timestamps are accurate. Awesome community on Discord. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. Shannon's throwing up all kinds of memes, Insta stories, polls. We love to hear from you guys. Let's wrap this thing up.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Here we go. AITA for hitting on my classmate's mom. I, 17M, have a classmate. I wouldn't really call her a friend, but we live in the same neighborhood. Stacy, 17F. She's cute, but her mom, 42F, is... Wow. I've never seen a woman like this. Let's just say she's got it going on. I have a small lawn mowing business, and when I did their lawn, she came out with just her towel to tell me I missed a spot. I mean, come on. That's a clear sign she's into me, right? I could just tell by the way she stared. I decided to shoot my shot and see if there was really something there between her mom and me. So one day at school, I asked Stacy if I could come over, though thought maybe we could go swimming in her pool. I might have miscalculated because it seems like Stacy got excited when I asked, like maybe she thought I was into her. Well, we go over to her house and her mom is nowhere to be seen. I asked where she was and Stacy said her mom was on a business trip. Shit. So now I was just going to have to hang out with Stacy. We got in the pool, just the two of us. I was trying to be slick, but I might have been talking too much about her mom. I mentioned how since her dad walked out, her mom could use a nice guy, someone like me. Stacy started swimming closer to me and was like, "Oh, you're a nice guy, huh?" She got close to me and seemed like she was going in for the kiss. I knew if I kissed her, I would never have a chance with her mom. So I stopped her and said, "Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know I might be wrong, but I'm in love with your mom." Well, she called me a pervert and kicked me out of her house. I'm still debating on shooting my shot with her mom, though. AITA.
Wow. I mean, first of all, this guy's underage.
Yeah.
Like, what is he thinking?
What kind of mom? She would be pretty fucked up as a 42F to be into a 17F.
I mean, crazier things have happened, but...
Yeah, I don't know if I like the word crazy there.
Worse
for maybe preying on a child is what we could call it. But yeah.
Well, hopefully 100%. He's turning 18 soon. And if she is interested, I mean, maybe he should just wait until he's 18.
Yeah, the old 42 to 18 age gap.
Yeah, what is that, 25 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Pretty sizable. Yeah, I mean, I think trying to get with someone's mom through them is it's a dirty move.
Yeah, a little bit of manipulation, especially because he saw that she was like, oh, like he might be interested in me.
Yeah.
So I think that you're playing with someone's heartstrings here.
And why are you in love with her? I mean, you don't even really know her. You guys had one encounter.
No, I think she must just be hot, is what I'm assuming. And he's just thinking with his little member downstairs.
I guess so. Well, we actually got the opposite here. Somebody else wrote in.
Oh.
So I don't know. Here we go. AITA for having it going on.
Oh, okay.
I, 42F, am mother to Stacy, 17F.
Oh.
Stacy is my only daughter, and I love her dearly. I've tried my best to raise her well, and she's a studious student. While I'm a single mother, I do feel fortunate to have been able to provide a robust home environment and upbringing for Stacy.
Oh, okay.
We have a 5-bedroom home in a pricey urban area, complete with a swimming pool and spa. I'm able to provide as I'm currently in a C-level position for a major corporation.
Okay, braggy.
Unfortunately, being in such a position does come with the downside of having limited time between us and for myself. Nonetheless, despite the abrupt departure of her father several years ago, I've done the best I can to possibly provide a safe, comfortable, and emotionally enriching household. We have a personal chef. She is a private tutor, among other staff, and things are going perfectly until recently. Okay. You see, Stacy recently got a boyfriend, Wayne.
Oh.
She brought him over one day and we met. I had just arrived from Tokyo, so I was rather terse and unfortunately unkempt. During that brief encounter, Wayne mentioned he was looking for part-time work. I offered him to mow our lawn for $1,500. If this seems excessive, please note our lawn is nearly half an acre.
Whoa.
Wayne accepted, even saluting me. I found his subservience quite endearing. Stacy's father never seemed to accept that I was in charge. Okay. Here's where things get complicated. While Wayne was mowing the lawn a week later, I happened to be home. My flight to Dubai was delayed. I was in the shower and I noticed that Wayne had missed mowing a subtle spot in the yard. The fountain isn't quite flush with the garden's edge. Knowing it would bother me well through Q3, I informed Wayne immediately. I wrapped myself in a towel, ran downstairs, and waved him over. As soon as we met eyes, I felt my heart stop.
Oh.
I blushed. Time stopped. After who knows how long, I timidly whimpered, "You missed a spot over there." Wayne's eyes remained locked with mine before he finally said, "No problem, ma'am, on it," and repeated his trademark Wayne salute. We stared at each other for a moment longer before he darted off. Walking up the second and third floor stairs felt like a dream, like I could barely walk.
Oh my God.
I immediately regretted not taking the elevator.
Oh, they're rich.
I guess so. I thought this moment had passed without consequence. I had run into Wayne only once since. I was in an Uber Black and he waved at me from his skateboard. I ignored him out of guilt. But a month later, and just as the yard was starting to look right Floridian, Stacy confronted me. She repeated the events above and said that Wayne kept pressuring her to come over and hang by the pool. She said Wayne told her he was no longer a little boy, that he was grown up, and that it was not Stacy he sought, but rather me, Stacy's mom.
What?
He repeatedly told her, ad nauseum by her account, that I had it, quote, going on. I told Stacy I was embarrassed and ashamed. I confessed that his version of events was true, but I told her it was an impulsive mistake. I probably shouldn't have done this, but I conceded that I hadn't had sex in almost 2 years. Her father was the last man I engaged in intercourse with. Maybe I'm traumatized. He used to call me a black widow, whatever that means. I told Stacy I had seen Wayne only once since, and not so much as waved. It was a one-time mistake. I thought she would forgive me, but she became hysterical and said that Wayne was actually in love with me.
Whoa.
She ran up the second and third floor stairs and screamed that she should have taken the elevator. Guess we're not so different. Stacy refused to talk to me until the next day. Finally, at breakfast, she came down the stairs sulking. She sat by me as I read the Wall Street Journal on my Peloton. I asked her how she felt. She said, "Angry, Mom, angry." I told her I would have Wayne taken care of. No one would hurt my daughter like this. She asked me what I meant. I told her that Wayne would be relocated to a place where he couldn't hurt her or anyone anymore, where her father went. She said that's not what she wanted and started to sob. She said I was a control freak and that my power had gone to my head. I informed her that I'm mom and I know best. She would come to realize that this was the best decision for all involved. I know I'm ultimately right. I'm Stacy's mom. But am I the asshole?
Wow, I was not expecting Stacy's mom to be like that. Like, I didn't realize she was so, in charge, well educated.
Did you not hear him? She's got it going on.
She's got it going on. I mean, clearly our original OP, meaning the boy in this scenario, like, clearly he didn't think that he was in a committed relationship with Stacy's daughter, or with Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, well, is he picture painting? He's kind of like,
I'm wondering.
Really? So it's your testimony, Wayne, that you went to Stacy's house and you were engaging with her enough to have met her mom on a one-on-one basis?
Right.
I'm like,
he's clearly going over her house more than he was even willing to say before.
She developed feelings for him. So I feel like he was living in the land of plausible deniability. Right. All to get to Stacy's mom.
Yeah. He was playing a long game that he's not even willing to admit.
Yes. He tries to play it off like he's so simple. He knew what he was doing.
Or it could also be that Stacy is making it to be more than it was. Like, she could have just been telling her mom, like, "Oh, I have this boyfriend," but really it was just the OP Wayne thought that they were just friends. Or Stacy's mom is just so not involved in her life because she's always going on these trips that maybe she didn't really understand the status of who this young man was.
Right.
Could have been any of those scenarios, I suppose.
That kind of makes sense. Like, maybe she's kind of always rounding up because it's like she's just like grossly simple. She's projecting her own world onto everything. Like,
Well, the way she speaks,
it's a lot.
It's ad nauseum.
Yeah. I mean, she's very educated, but almost exhaustingly so.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like she has a podcast that she just talks and talks and talks.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't quite read has a podcast here. That almost felt kind of personal. But yeah, I think in the end, what she ultimately did, obviously killing Wayne, which she apparently did do.
With the father taken care of.
Well. And it's wrong to kill someone.
I would say so, yeah.
But I do think in terms of coming down, that's a question. That's a question. Coming down the stairs in a towel only, are we going to ding there?
I mean,
is that a move per se?
I would I don't think I would do that, especially with a young man or a man in general. I don't think I would want to ever come down with just a towel on, even to answer the door. I'll come down with a robe on.
Oh, why is that a difference?
Because it's way more covering. It's not a short little robe. It's a long one with long sleeves.
I got big towels. Yeah. I mean, there's people who have nests and there's people who don't, but I got big towels.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about, it's kind of that whole thing of you can be in a bikini around people and it can be almost smaller than what your underwear and your bra is. But it if someone were walking and you're in your underwear and bra, it's oh my God, I'm so sorry. But it's literally the exact same thing, if not covering more.
Right.
But there's just something that's kind of societally acceptable. And it almost feels being in just a towel. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily her hitting on him, but I think it would be more appropriate to cover up a little more before you have a conversation, especially with an underage boy. Yeah,
I see you on robe. Robe feels also, I think, you know what it is? Here's an idea.
What?
A towel to me says 100% chance I'm naked underneath, whereas a robe, that's not necessarily true.
PJs on.
Yeah.
And it's also if it's a long robe, it's covering so much of your body. It's not really.
Yeah.
I'll walk out to my car with my robe on.
With your robe?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm not doing that, but anyway, I think ultimately we have to agree here that I kind of think it's kind of a soft ESH just because she's a murderer.
Well, there's that. But even if she didn't do that, it is very inappropriate that she was lingering on his eye contact and
Well, they had a moment, Shan.
I know, but he's 17.
That's true.
She shouldn't even be writing this down. Stacey's mom.
But I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you have a moment with a minor, you shouldn't be writing it down. What are you thinking? That's the last thing you want documented.
No.
Well, I think we agree then. I think we got to go harder on Stacey's mom.
My neighbor just walked by.
You just waving goodbye?
No, my neighbor just walked by and came and said hi.
He's oh, fucking robe lady here.
Oh, actually, no, it's the girl you're in love with.
Oh,
you just missed your chance.
I missed her so much. I already forgot what she looks like. AITA for having it going on. I think we do agree it's YTA.
You don't think ESH?
ESH, sure.
Except for Stacey. You can't really.
No, Stacey did nothing wrong.
Yeah, so both of them are wrong. Even though Wayne did get murdered.
Yeah, he got murked in the end. No, but anyway.
But he's going to hell.
He's going to hell. We'll stop playing the joke. So what actually happened here, guys, is I wrote this for a listener request. Shout out to the wonderful listener who wanted me to write.
Did she say from Stacey's perspective?
No, from Stacey's mom's perspective.
That's what I meant.
And initially I almost responded you mean Stacey or you mean the boy?
Yeah.
And I kind of liked how little there was to work with. I love you. The neighbor's behind us again. I'm in love with you. Marry me. So I liked how at first I was God, there's nothing here. But then, so I just really I don't know.
I really dove in.
I really ran with her being, because she was on a business trip. That's where I got this whole persona.
Yeah, that she's a business gal. And then I didn't clock that he had already written it.
So she wrote her own.
And so I wrote my own, and I just wasn't paying attention. I wrote it from the boy's perspective. So
I loved it though. It turned into this crazy complicated thing.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for listening.
And if you want us to write any other ones for, I don't know, songs, shows, movies, could be fun.
Yeah, this is a great challenge. You guys can DM us if you want us to do it. Great suggestion, Shannon. Great job. I loved yours. I felt like yours was a little bit more to the point, whereas mine went off into crazy.
Well, it was a little more grounded, I would say.
But thanks for listening, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.